Yo, people, lateness is greatness. Welcome back to London Club's Carnage. You guys have missed us, haven't you? You know, it's been a week. It's been a long week for some of you here in the chat. I can see you building up here more than ever before. And yeah, I mean, listen, everybody's got to take their little holiday, isn't it? It's not like anybody overslept or anything. And I mean, listen, we've come correct today. I mean, I'm a little bit hungover. I don't know how Toby's feeling, but
I'm fine. I wasn't drinking heavy, so I'm good.
Why don't I believe you?
Bro, I wasn't drinking heavy, bro.
You're a party animal. I've taken after you, if anything.
I'm definitely not.
Big up to the chat, everybody in here. We've got a lot of stuff to discuss today. There's a lot of news. Arsenal are having a great window, and I'm really interested to talk to Lee about that.
The game trying to trigger me as soon as I get here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like,
of course.
Get me waiting around like a bride at the altar. Do you know what I mean? Like last week, and then this week, yeah, I swear, this guy, right? I swear, for everyone watching this is the most unprepared person I have ever met. Yeah, I swear. 1 minute.
The Logan is lateness is greatness.
Then it's 12:30. Then
hey, that's Toby's fault. That's Toby's fault.
That's not my fault, bro.
I'm blaming Toby.
You need to be more decisive, Matisse. If I say something and you're saying no, I can't do that, put your foot down, yeah. Stop being a little bitch, yeah.
I'm just trying to appease to my people. What is this onslaught on your host today? Big up to the chat. But Corey, bro, starting with you, how are you doing? Obviously, West Ham are doing nothing in this market. So how are you?
Yeah, bored, mate. Bored and just upset by the whole thing. But nah, mate, I'm sweet. We're doing all right in pre-season, to be fair. 6-2 yesterday against Celtic. So we're getting goals, mate. But how long this lasts for, particularly with the Premier League, we'll probably lose 3-0 to Newcastle. So I'm not going to try and get my hopes up too much.
Toby, Harry Kane, links with City. I saw your video with Big Steve and Saeed. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay, man. Kane hasn't gone yet. The deal hasn't been confirmed yet. It was written by a showbiz report from the Sun. So I even said in all of my analysis, you have to take the news with a pinch of salt. But you'd be a fool to believe that there's no interest in Harry Kane's side to want to move to Man City, and you'd be a fool to believe that there's no interest on Man City's side to sign Harry Kane. It's just whether Man City will pay the money that we want, because there's no way on earth we are letting him go at a cut price rate. It's never going to happen. So you pay the dosh or you ain't getting the player. It's as simple as that.
Mad. All right, we'll get into that as well. And Lee, loads of stuff happening on your side. What's going on?
Oh, yeah, loads of stuff happening, but none of it's any good, really. Like, we've still got all of these bums here from last season. None of them have gone. So the only two that we've got, or three that we've got rid of, Mavropanos, well, whatever, and then Duzi's gone, and Saliba's gone. It's like, well, why is Nketiah still here? Why is Maitland-Niles, Willock, Bellerin, Xhaka? Who else is there? El Neni, Leno. Like, I could keep going, man. There's loads. It's like Reece Nelson. Why are you all still here? It's like we've had since February, when the window's shut, from January till now, to get all of this sorted. Yeah, people can use every excuse in the book about, oh, it's the Euros. It's the Euros. We had 4 players at the Euros, and one of them was a bench warmer for Germany. Yeah, like, so what's Edu been doing for 3 weeks while the Euros was on? Because we ain't got rid of anyone. Then we've overpaid for a centre-back massively. Then we've bought the next Vieira, apparently, after a game against Millwall. Our fans are gassing him up like he's the second coming of Vieira.
Good win against Millwall.
Well, I expect to beat Millwall.
Yeah.
It was a training game. That's all it is, isn't it? And then we brought Nuno Tavares, scored on his debut.
Oh, he's a bench left back, isn't he?
I'm hardly excited by these signings, mate, if I'm honest.
Well, on my side, I mean, apparently things are about to rank up in terms of the Haaland stuff, because I've been waiting for weeks now for this to actually catch fire. And there was a credible report from an Instagram page called CFC News page. Meant to be the most credible person on Instagram for Chelsea News. And apparently, which I find very weird, I want to get you guys' take on it as well as we start. Haaland, there was apparently Chelsea about to put in £130 million test the waters type bid after Marlon, I think, was signed by Dortmund, the striker from PSV. But then apparently he's got more news, is the fact that if that bid is unsuccessful, which is highly likely because it's just flat out 130 million, then Chelsea are going to put in another bid with 130 million plus add-ons to take it to 150, which is apparently the asking price. But have you guys ever heard of a club making it known to people that multiple bids will be put in if the first one is not accepted? That sounds weird, no?
What's that?
Apparently Chelsea have got 2 bids lined up, £130 million for Haaland and then 130 million plus add-ons bid if that one doesn't get accepted. But have you ever heard of a club making it?
If we all know that, then surely Dortmund know that.
Exactly, that's my point.
Right, makes no sense. Whoever wrote that's high.
Yeah, who's the source? Is it Matt Law again?
No, the source is actually CFC news page, which is quite is a credible guy on Instagram. But I just find it very weird that Chelsea have. It's known it's public knowledge that Chelsea have got 2 different bids lined up for the same person. If the first one is unsuccessful, then of course the first one's going to be unsuccessful because Dortmund know about the second one. I find it very weird, but yeah, he apparently does have very legit sources. I mean, how do you guys feel about this rumor? I mean, Lee, did you, Toby, do some sort of deal about this deal? Was it something else that you did a deal about?
You dickhead. You already know what the deal was.
Yeah. I'm just trying to stoke it up, man. Let him have
this
it.
guy's a clown. Why do I come here every Sunday? Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, we can make it every Tuesday if you want.
Will not be sold for more than 120. And I just want to have this on camera right now, yeah? Right? If it's 120 plus add-ons, that is not more than 120 because that is target related. Yeah, so the fee's 120. Yeah, one of the add-ons might be Man City win the Champions League 4 years in a row and you get 30 million. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? It might be appearances and then he breaks his leg on the first day and don't ever play football again.
Matisse, if you bought, so we've just spoken about that Haaland bid that you're making now, yeah? If you bid 130 million plus 20 million in add-ons, what is the value of that deal?
Well, 150 million.
Well, it's not because the add-ons are not set in stone unless you hit the target.
In the history of football, has anyone ever had the same thought process as Lee did when you add? Has anyone had that?
It's target related.
Corey, when you bought Ben Rama,
it's not the fee.
When you bought Ben Rama, what was it in total? Was it including add-ons?
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, I think it was like 25 in the end.
Do you go with the price before the add-ons or after the add-ons?
I have it all as a package, so I'm add-ons and the fees.
Okay,
let's go. I've had time to think about it.
There's a pattern here, yeah?
I'm out of it.
3 out of 4 do not agree with Lee's logic. And this logic was not presented when we made
just because the majority agree doesn't mean you're right.
Well, when you did all right, so let's spin it. When you did the Nicolas Pepe deal with Lee, did you take it as all the installments together as Arsenal, or did you just take the initial fee when you was talking about it?
Football players are brought in installments, so why is that even a question? Very rarely is somebody paid up front for in one lump.
Well, so installments and okay, so the installments. Okay, so the difference is with
a car on finance, Matisha, and the car's 10 grand, but you're going to spread it over 5 years. The car's still 10 grand.
So for you, it's about the add-ons in terms of what the targets are. If the targets are realistic,
the add-ons are irrelevant because that's not the fee. The fee is what is being paid and structured over a set amount of time. The add-ons are target-related bonuses. So that
I do see where you're coming from, because to be fair, with the Martial deal, he's got a Ballon d'Or clause in his contract, and that's an add-on, but he's not going to win the Ballon d'Or, quite evidently. So that part
could be a 20 million add-on, 30 million add-on. Is that included when Man U bought him? Like, is every Man U fan going, oh, Martial, we're going to end up paying £900 million for him because he's going to hit all of these targets? The fee is the fee, and then target-related bonuses. So 120 million or less, and Toby owes me 50 quid.
You know what's crazy as well? Nobody is buying this logic from Lee. And second of all, I didn't even force the bet. Unprovoked, Lee bet me. Unprovoked, Lee bet me. He was so sure that Harry Kane's going to go this summer and he's going to go for 120 million or less. Like, you made the bet with me. You came to my party, bro.
Without an invite, yeah?
Without an invite. So now it's going to be so sweet taking your money at the end of the summer, because Harry Kane is not leaving Spurs for 120 million. He's not. Or less, I promise you.
What was the report that just came out? Because the Man City
160 million, bro.
Was it credible? Was it a credible source?
No, it's from the Sun.
Oh right, Jesus Christ! I thought we had wills to this.
Credible sources, Matisse, have confirmed. Yeah, Fabrizio confirmed that Man City made £100 million bid for Harry Kane and it was knocked back. It was knocked back.
Yeah.
We're not going to sell him. So 120 million is not going to cut the mustard, bro.
Mad. So you still believe he's going to stay this season? Do you think?
Matisse, I've always said it's 50-50. I don't believe he's going to stay. I don't believe he's going to go. Either of the two can happen. Yeah, he wants to leave. It's purely down to if Man City can make the offer that meets our valuation, because we've got 3 years. He's got 3 years left in his deal. We are under no pressure to sell this guy. We don't have to sell him. So if they don't give us a bid that meets our valuation of the player, he's going to be a Spurs player, and I'll be happy with that. I'll be happy with that.
Can I pay you in installments?
Go for it.
£10 a year. Imagine. I just can't imagine Manchester City signing Jack Grealish and Harry Kane in the same window, and the way that Aston Villa are splashing and spending and being so like upfront with their interest in Smith Rowe, which was never going to happen, but just the audacity to do it tells me that the Grealish deal to Man City is quietly, if not under wraps, but very, very much almost there, which is going to be interesting because Sterling's had a good tournament and people are linking him with a move away from Man City, and now I don't really know how that's all going to work with all those attacking midfielders, but they tend to try and play a false nine anyway. I mean, Corey, who are you staking your bets on if you had to with this one?
I think Kane's off. If I'm honest, I think it will happen at some point. I think I don't think like he's shown quite a lot of loyalty to Tottenham, and I think he's shown so much now at this stage that it's a case of they should let him go. But I do understand the flip side where you've got an asset like that. Tottenham know they have, and they know the price that he's going to command. They should get everything that they need from it. It'll be the same with Aston Villa and Grealish. Like, you don't sell him for, even if you don't think he's £100 million to Villa he is, and 150 for Kane. And Kane is a genuine world-class striker. So I think he'll force a move. I know it sounds a bit mad and people won't see it coming, but he's so career-driven that he needs trophies, and he's not going to get it at Spurs. So I think he leaves before the end of the window, with or without add-ons.
Does it not make sense for Tottenham to hurry up and negotiate this deal if he's going to go? Because otherwise you're going to leave yourself with less time in the window to potentially spend the money.
I secretly think that we're spending some of the money already. Like I do think Harry Kane's got some chance to leave the summer, because when you look at the transfer dealings that we're doing, 25 million euros plus Lamela for Bryan Hill, and then now confirmed 48/49 million pound package deal in total for Romero. That's a ridiculous outlay for a club who supposedly didn't have the cash and are selling to buy. So I think they're probably, in my opinion, I think there's a part of me that believes that they're spending in anticipation of Harry Kane leaving this summer. I think so. So it's either that, or they are so confident that they're gonna generate X number of pounds in player sales. That's the way I see it. But so far, we've only got in 13 million from one player. That's Alderweireld. That's it. Oh, sorry, no, not 13. We've got in 27 million in total because one fourth left as well. So, but that doesn't even make up for the transfer dealings that we're linked with at the moment. So something's got to give. It's either we have the money and we're going to raise it through player sales, or they're preempting that Harry Kane could leave this summer, and they're going to have a ton of money to spend, and they need to reinforce these areas.
I think this is similar to Pogba. I don't think there's anything that you could do this window to convince him to stay long term. But is there any transfer, like the players that you're looking at right now, are you encouraged by those players? Because I haven't really seen the links personally, so I'm interested to see what kind of business you're actually trying to do.
Yeah, one sec. I got a call. I'll come back 1 second.
No problem. Let's mute him. There we go.
I swear, every week.
And you talk about my professionalism. How dare you?
The guy has an issue, I've got to go. I've got to do a meeting. I've got to take a call. Joker. Commit to the show, man.
Corey's the most professional here. The other three.
Yeah, I mean,
don't know about
I was here last week in darkness for about 40 minutes, and then I realised I
Nah,
just
you
clocked
wasn't.
I swear I was just thinking, surely he'll turn up. He's not going to like just bottle it. And then you get a little text come through going, I'm here, lads. Sorry.
I'm back. Sorry about that. But anyway, am I encouraged by the players we're signing? Yeah, I am. But again, it's Spurs. Nothing is confirmed yet. And even if we sign these players, there's still a lot more work to be done. Do you get what I'm saying? Even with Romero and Hill coming in, I still don't think this squad is good enough to finish in the top 4. We still need more investment. But I've done my research on this Romero guy, and he looks really, really good. And for the first time in probably ages, probably since we signed Ndombele, I think the club have done their due diligence with this centre back, because when you look at what he's good at statistically, it's things that our defense is lacking. We need someone who's a beast in the air. He's in the 90th percentile across the big 5 leagues for aerial duels won. We need someone who's reading of the game is good. He's in the 90th percentile for like front-footed tackles. Like he's quite an aggressive centre back, and we need someone who's quick as well, and he's quite nippy as well. So the guy, I can't even lie. I've not watched him extensively, but he looks the part. Do you get what I'm saying? And I've seen enough for me to be like, just take the punt. If he flops, listen, you can chalk it up to the game. But I'm sick to death of Spurs half-arsing it with centre backs. We've done it years and years and years now, and it keeps biting us in our arse. You see what happens when you buy premium centre backs in good condition in Alderweireld and Jan Vertonghen. You get rewarded. Skriniar would have come to us last summer. We stalled.
Would he have?
He would have. He would have. He was interested. Inter didn't want him. Antonio Conte didn't want him, and Inter were ready to sell him. He would have come, but we didn't want to pay the £45 million that they wanted. Ruben Diaz, we were linked with him last summer. I know you'll laugh and whatever before Man City. And of course, I'm not trying to say that we can compete with Man City, because we can't. But imagine a window where, because we were initially linked with Ruben Diaz before Man City. Imagine if we actually stump up the money for Ruben Diaz. Look at the impact he had at Man City. I'm sick to death of Spurs half-assing it with some of these positions. There's no getting around it with us. If we want to improve our central defensive pairing, we're going to need to spend big. There's no shortcut to it. There's no substitute to it. Spend big, because if you spend big and you do your due diligence, you'll be rewarded for it. This Romero guy got voted best centre back in Serie A last season.
Oh wow!
Like everything I'm reading about this guy, it's like it's almost too good to be true, because
there's a lot of good defenders in that league, so that's a high honor.
I'm like, how
set up for him to foul at Spurs then?
It's almost too good to be true, because it's like, how is this guy reading? So from what I'm reading, how is this guy reading so well? 23 years old, and he's actually interested in coming to Spurs. It doesn't make sense to me.
You better hurry up and get him before he figures out who the hell Spurs are.
It does make sense. London and Toby will probably like treble his wages. But anyway, I think that it's a move that needs to happen. Like, it needs to happen. We've agreed personal terms with him. Where we've put in an offer that's close to what they're looking for him. Get this deal completed, because this is a centre back that can genuinely help us progress.
The last thing you need is another club coming in late on and snooping.
Yeah, exactly. It can't just stop there as well. We need him and another centre back. We need 2 centre backs this summer. 2 minimum.
What about the Gill move? Because you're trying to do a swap. Well, you're paying plus giving Lamela. Is that? I remember Gill from Aston Villa. I think he's the Aston Villa guy. Isn't he?
That's Carlos Gill.
Oh, it's a different Gill. Okay, it's a different Gill.
Yeah, Carlos Gill had tech, but his output was poor in it. This Brian Hill, again, I've watched him. I've never really watched him, actually. I've only seen comps. At least with Romero, I watched him a couple of games for Atalanta, and I saw him in that Copa America final. But with Hill, I honestly don't really know much on him as well. Again, it's just been research. But from what I've read and from what I've seen, he looks a ridiculous dribbler. Like, he is someone who can get the ball and just beat a man for fun. Beat a man for fun, and put the ball into dangerous areas in the box. And everyone who everyone keeps telling me like he's one of the highest rated prospects in Spain after Ansu Fati and Pedri. It's him. Loads of people can't believe that Sevilla are selling him, etc., etc. But apparently Sevilla wanted to loan him out again. He didn't want that. He wanted like to play regular football in the first team. So they said, you know what, Spurs are in for you here. And I think there's a path for him in our team. It's young. But yeah, he's young, and I don't want to put too much expectation on him straight away, and I'm not going to. But there is actually a clear path to a starting berth in our first team, because that right wing spot is itching to be taken by someone. And he predominantly plays on the left. He's left-footed, but he plays on the left. He likes to cross on the left or play centrally. But I think there's possibly space for him on the right-hand side as well. So listen, it's good. And the best thing about that, absolute best thing about that deal, in addition to his potential, is that we're getting Lamela out the door. That is,
I knew he was going to say that.
That is
Lamela with a passion.
That is the key thing. The best thing about that deal is getting Lamela out the door.
No more bonus.
A 29-year-old, injury-prone, inconsistent Dossa that's earning 90 to 100 bags a week. Yeah, get him out the door. Get him out the door. Like it's been long overdue, and swapping a 29-year-old dud for a 19-year-old potential wonder kid. Yeah, I'll take that every day of the week. Every day of the week.
And also, Son signed a new contract, so it's not bad going.
It's been a busy week in a good way for Spurs, apart from Harry Kane.
Do you know what I want to get onto next? Because there was a certain Tammy Abraham, I was told on this show, that would never play for a top 10 team in this league. And he wouldn't even be linked. He wouldn't even be linked to start.
Matisse, if you're going to say something, say the truth.
I'll say it in my own twisted way.
Yeah, nobody once said Tammy Abraham can't play for a top 10 club.
He's not going to start for a top 10 club, is what I was told on this show, right? But if Arsenal are about to meet my club's asking price of £40 million, Lee, surely he's a starter, right?
No. Is he a starter?
You got 40 million to spend on bench warmers.
Aubameyang plays up top, so
that'd be mad. That'd be so funny if they brought him in and suck him on the bench.
No, Aubameyang was very good off the left, Toby. He scored a lot of goals from the left-hand side. I don't even think Aubameyang up front is even necessarily all that.
Well, Lacazette plays up front anyway, so...
Yeah, but surely Tammy Abraham, 40 million,
don't play anymore. He don't play. He's on the pitch, but he's just there to make up the numbers. Like he's finished. He's done at it.
Outside of the scissor kick the other day, he hasn't been great recently.
He's been shocking, man, since he scored the goals in the cup final. Like literally, that was his last best game he had. Like, yeah, it's mad. But mate, I can't believe we want Tammy Abraham. I genuinely he is just a lanky Danny Welbeck.
Whoa.
Hey, listen, I am not hearing from you Chelsea fans here. Oh, he's great. If he's that great, you'd be begging for him to stay.
Don't believe it's the price tag, man.
We're Champions League winners. We're Champions League winners, but he's not of our level. But for a team that's finished 8th twice in a row, I think he could propel you up.
Okay, so top let me ask you a question, right? Because you know him.
I'm being deadly serious, by the way.
You watch him a lot more than I do, yeah?
Yeah.
Right? What does he bring to Arsenal that Aubameyang, Lacazette, Martinelli, and Balogun can't do? Or Nketiah, and I don't rate Nketiah one bit. What's he got that's better? Or on par with all of them?
To be fair, he is a natural goal scorer. His finishing in terms of his actual technique could improve, but everywhere he's gone, he scored goals. Chelsea's first season, he got goals. Bristol City got goals. Aston Villa got goals. You know, we all talk about even Tony and all these guys in the Championship. He got goals in that league. He did very well to same kind of level. Now his heading ability, I'm not going to lie, is awful. That is something I'm not going to sell to you. His heading ability is woeful. That's something that's got to improve. However, great movement, gets himself into really good positions for high quality chances. He's going to press as well. I don't know how Lacazette and Aubameyang are with their pressing, but if you're trying to play that type of, forward thinking system where you press from the front, he's definitely going to do that work for you as well. His build up play did improve a lot. I know Chelsea fans will be like, "Oh, Tammy Donkey can't do it," but his build up play at the start of the season was looking decent.
I'm not going to let you keep lying. Everything you said there was going well, and then you told a lie. And this is why I like to put you in your place, because now you're gonna tell me, "Oh, Toby's being biased."
Toby, I'm a businessman doing business. I'm trying to flog my man for 40 mil, and you're out here ruining the PR. All right, you're ruining the marketing.
No. I do not think Tammy Abraham is a bad player. Read my lips before the Chelsea cronies in the comments attack me. I don't think Tammy Abraham is a bad player. I think he's a decent striker, but his negatives outweigh his positive. It will not make a it will not make a shred of sense in Arsenal signing Tammy Abraham because he literally does not tick the boxes that they need filling in that number 9 position. They are looking for a striker who can hold up the ball and bring people into play, in addition to the pressing, in addition to the movement. Tammy Abraham cannot do these things.
In addition to bagging a load of goals as well.
He can't carry the ball.
Go on, sorry, mate.
Sorry, I was going to say he can't carry the ball. He can't pass the ball. He can't bully his opponents. He's not a threat aerially. Yeah. Yes, he's got good movement. Yes, he will score goals, but he won't outscore Aubameyang. If they play the same number of games, he's not outscoring Aubameyang. Yeah. He'll probably get as many goals as a bummy Lacazette, but Lacazette has got more in his locker. Yeah. Outside of the box than Tammy Abraham. So
Tammy's got the potential factor. You're buying into the potential, improve players.
We need to stop doing this. We need to start doing this potential. Arsenal need a player now. They don't need potential, bro. They need a player to deliver now. And I'm sick to. It's the same thing that.
All right. So just to counter that,
I think that's a cop out. I think that's a cop out. Oh, he's got potential. Just because the player is young does not mean that they're automatically going to iron out the errors that make them who they are right now. We've seen many players play with the same deficiencies throughout their entire career. Tammy Abraham could improve, but my point is this: for £40 million, Arsenal can definitely get better value for money to tick the boxes that they need.
Andre Silva has just signed for Leipzig for 23 million quid. I would have took that geezer in a heartbeat. Yeah, why are we going to spend 40?
To be honest, he hasn't been great outside. He had a great season at Frankfurt in Germany, but when he was at AC Milan and the previous clubs, he wasn't up any sort.
Sometimes it's a different club. It feels right. It fits better, doesn't it? Like
I think Tammy would get goals.
Falcao was the third best striker on the planet until he went to United.
Okay, but Arsenal currently.
Arsenal teased this. Yeah, if Tammy Abraham was going to be this singing and dancing player for Arsenal, why can't he start at Chelsea?
Because Chelsea and Arsenal are not on the same level, bro.
No.
So why wouldn't you have him as a backup?
Are we on the same level? No.
You know Chelsea are competing for different things. But what I'm saying to you is stop trying to dickhead Arsenal, yeah?
Because he wants to start games. He wants to start games. I'm not trying to dickhead Arsenal. All right, hold on.
I'm trying to dickhead Arsenal.
I'm not trying to dickhead Arsenal.
I hate the team. But we've said it. We've said it on the Big Six a million times. Arsenal fans need to raise their standards.
Okay, but I'm just going off of.
You're trying to get back into the Champions League. Tammy Abraham as your starting striker is not Champions League caliber.
We need to put some realism here. Arsenal. There's nothing Arsenal can do in this window with that current manager to get themselves into the Champions League. So let's just stop the cap for the first thing. That's not happening. They're not getting into the Champions League this season.
Bro, Matisse. Second
of all, I'm just going by Arsenal's current transfer regimes. They're looking to bring in Ben White for 50 million, right? So if you're telling me he's worth 50, then Tammy's definitely worth 40. But that's a different discussion. He's still got things to improve in his game as well. Who's the other signings they brought in? The Portuguese left back, another prospect. He's backup left back. And who was the central midfielder that you bought? Lokonga. How old is he? 19? 21. So I'm just saying, it looks like Arsenal are going with the potential route. So you can say that they need ready-mades, but if you're not shopping in the ready-made store, you're not looking for ready meals on the ready-made aisle, then you're going to have to go to the frozen section and hope that it works out.
But here's the thing, Toby's talking about Arsenal and quite rightly need a striker that just can't finish but can do all over things. I think you can go and buy a player for potential that can do more than Tammy can. Like we're talking about Tammy coming to West Ham. I'm sitting there going, we've got to change the way that we play to accommodate Tammy Abraham. It doesn't. It's a hard sell. The Arsenal thing's weird because they're so hell-bent on this English core at the minute. Ramsdale was having me in bits at the minute with like 30 million.
You want to cuss my man?
That one's got me. I've done that one. It's mad.
Arsenal trying to assemble a team.
We're talking about standards of Arsenal and they're chasing Ramsdale.
To win the Europa Conference League next year. What's going on here?
Mate, it's an embarrassment, right? I've not seen a single Arsenal fan that wants Ramsdale. Literally, like he is the Harry Maguire of goalkeepers. Oh. He's been relegated 3 times in 4 years, shipped 125 goals in the last 2. And out of all the goalkeepers we could have had this summer, we were looking at Onana for 7 mil, even though he's banned. Yeah, but we get him in November or February or whenever it is. Matt Ryan, we already had. We could have signed him on a free. Yeah, he's now gone to Real Sociedad. Sam Johnston for 10 million. So whatever idiot it was at Arsenal Football Club that sat there with all of them goalkeepers and went, I'll tell you what, don't worry about them. We're going to get that one for 38 mil. Get in the bin, man. That's absolute crap.
From Martinez, Leno having the season he had, and then this is just, you talk about standards. I've never seen anything drop so fast in my life. If we get this guy, if we get Ramsdale, we ain't finishing top 10, mate. Like real talk, like he is shit. Like, I don't even understand where his name even came from. Like, it's not even like he had a good season in the Premier League. I don't get it. It makes no sense.
It's the craziest thing. Like the fact that they sold Martinez and they're going to end up with Ramsdale. The thing is, we're talking about keepers, right? Sam Johnson's available for 15 mil. Areola is available for 15 mil. You go and bring them in, wouldn't you? You really would. And then they're thinking, and I don't get Ramsdale because he can't really shot stop that well. He hasn't got great distribution. I don't understand.
Goalkeeper that can't shot stop, blood clot.
He's a camera saver. That's what he is. He's basically a worse version of Leno. He's a camera saver that can't kick and can't command his box and doesn't talk to any of his players. Like, what's the point? We've then got two bang average goalkeepers. In fact, one bang average goalkeeper and one, I'm convinced he ain't a goalkeeper. His agent needs a knighthood, mate. Yeah, how we're about to sign him for 30 odd million quid. And then if you add that to the Tammy deal, it's like, are we just trying to buy like third-rate English players? Is this what we're trying to do?
You've got a good history of taking players that Chelsea don't want anymore. I think you should keep it up.
Wait, I don't want a single Chelsea player ever again. Yeah, we have had William Gallas crying on the halfway line wearing the number 10 shirt. I mean, that should have told us all we need to know. Yeah?
Why did he get the 10 shirt after Bergkamp? Oh, that's just a whole nother discussion. Anyway,
that was a joke thing. The thing is, at the time, I rated William Gallas. He was one of my favorite players.
So did I.
So he's good, very good defender.
So I didn't I overlooked it, but it's actually ludicrous that a centre back is getting. How you give him Dennis Bergkamp? That's when I knew Arsenal started to become a banter club. From that day, I knew there was not.
And you know what? When you look back on it, you can actually pinpoint that because he was part of the Ashley Cole deal, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like
that was the switch.
Not only did we give you one of the best left backs ever, in England, if not the best English
I think it's the best. Yeah.
Yeah, but we also took William Gallas, gave him Bergkamp's shirt, and then sat and watched him cry on the halfway line because we were losing a game.
Yeah, and then you took the double agent Brazilians, Luiz and William.
Since then, it's just been
William's still there, by the way. Got a good assist at the against Millwall. To see him in that 12 shirt, strutting his stuff again with that afro, it's good to see.
Mate, it's not good. My position on this is the same as yours, and I'm not, as I said, I'm not even an Arsenal fan. Arsenal need to stop picking these bummy Chelsea players that can't even Chelsea. It's not even.
To be fair, Abraham's got motivation because he is an Arsenal fan.
Abraham is a decent striker, but the point I'm making is these guys aren't even one. They're not even. It's not even only that they're not even good enough to start. Chelsea are actively saying you're not even good enough for our bench. You're not even good enough for our bench. So you're saying that bench players are not good. Bench players are now going start at Arsenal, even though Arsenal are aspiring.
No, but
near where Chelsea are trying to be.
But the context to that is that Abraham started when Chelsea finished in the top 4 the season before. So it's not like Abraham has not played for Chelsea.
And where did you finish the season after that? You finished 4th, right?
We finished 4th this season, we finished 4th 2 seasons in a row.
The season you started, you finished 4th. And which striker was pivotal in you lot clinching that 4th spot?
Abraham scored. He was the top scorer that season.
Bro, you know my question. Answer my question. In the second half of the season, which striker was pivotal in you lot getting top 4? I rest my case. and again, I don't like shitting on the young black brother, but Abraham, second most big chances missed in that season as well. This is not good value for money for Arsenal.
Now his market value's dropped to 35 million just from this conversation.
I am just a football fan. I watch football and I call it as it is. Tammy Abraham, decent striker. He would do well at a West Ham if they change their style.
You're rude. You see how West Ham finished ahead of Arsenal last season? Look how you're talking about them.
Come on, bro. I'm not going to start punching up. I'm not starting punching up.
Matisse, I said this to you. Sorry, my food's here. 1 second.
He's rude.
He's off again. Look.
He said he had to take a phone. He's on the phone to Deliveroo.
Did you see the way he just did that to Corey? There's no need for that whatsoever. West Ham have finished above Arsenal. And they're literally in European football.
Yeah, so before I continue speaking. Yeah. In fact, now I can continue speaking. Yeah. So let's look at it. Yeah. Tammy Abraham, his positives. Yeah. Good movement, decent finisher. Yeah. And works hard. Yeah. And he's got okayish link up. And he's mobile. Yeah. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the teams in the Premier League that play the type of way that cater to Tammy Abraham with his limitations. Teams that don't need a striker to play with his back to goal. Teams that don't need a striker to win aerial duels. Teams that will put balls into the box and walk their way into the box and give him chances where they literally just need someone with half a finishing bone in their body to put it away. I said this to you about Brighton months ago, and you said I was laughing. You said I'm chatting shit. I promise you, if Brighton showed ambition and put money down for Tammy Abraham, they will shoot up that table. Teams like Brighton.
I agree with you, but I do think he can.
You look at it as disrespect. I look at it as matching a team with Tammy Abraham's talents. Yeah, he could play for Aston Villa because they also play a similar way, but they've got Ollie Watkins there. Everton, Dominic Calvert-Lewin there, and to be honest, Everton, the way they play using Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Tammy Abraham cannot do that same role for Everton, even though Tammy Abraham is a better finisher.
But do Arsenal have a clear enough identity where we can really say this striker needs to be able to do this, and this, Lee? Because Lee, how do Arsenal play? How do you play?
Shit.
I'm being serious because
I the answer to that.
Because Toby's talking about you as a team. Toby's talking about you as an Arsenal team that, you know, they got to come up against low blocks every week and they have the majority of the possession. And I'm just like, you finished 8th. So I'm not really sure if that all reigns true anymore in terms of Arsenal. They're not this big club in terms of league standing where everybody has to park the bus against them now. So there will be a bit of spacing behind the defenses. No? Aubameyang's been taking advantage of that for years.
But why does it have to? What? So go on, Lee. Go on. Sorry.
No. I was just going to say, like, that's still no. I disagree because we go up against the likes of Burnley, Wolves, and all these other teams. Yeah, they will park the bus against us because they know we've got nothing to break them down. Yeah, and then what they'll do is they'll just hit us on the counter 1-0. We see it loads last season. Yeah, Leicester done it to us. Leicester literally parked the bus as soon as they got there. And then they just done us, Jamie Vardy 1-0, because these teams know that we have got absolutely nothing about us in midfield to even play the passes to get somebody in behind. So they know, well, cool, we'll just sit down then. Yeah, we'll sit back and, yeah, we'll just have a little go with 10 minutes to go and beat them. The thing is, when teams do have a go at us, they also know, yeah, that we couldn't finish our dinner. And Tammy Abraham ain't going to change that, man, because Aubameyang, for the last 2 seasons, before the one we've just finished, was top goal scorer in the Premier League. Yeah, Lacazette, I think last season was his best season he's had for a couple in terms of goals, but he still ain't good enough.
His contract's running out as well, isn't it?
Lacazette's not good enough, but I think he's better than Tammy. Why would I want Tammy? Yeah, based on what? Yeah, if anything,
that's what all of your signings are based on. Potential.
Yeah, well,
all of your signings are based on potential.
I'd rather have Martinelli up front.
Who can they sign? Okay, so perfect. So who can they sign then?
We don't need to sign a striker.
Vlahovic from Fiorentina, they could sign him. They could literally go to Fiorentina now, put money down and sign him. That's one. There's more off the top of my head. Danny Ings at.
You like Danny Ings?
Danny Ings at Southampton. Infinitely better than Tammy Abraham. They could go to Southampton now and they could sign him. That's 2 strikers I've just given you now.
We don't need a striker. This is what baffles me is we don't need one, right? Eddie Nketiah and Lacazette are in the last year of their contract, yeah? Why are they still here? Even if we get rid of both of them, let's say, yeah, we still do not need to go and buy a striker. Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Because we've got Martinelli, who's scored most of his goals at Arsenal by being a striker under Unai Emery. Ever since this manager's got hold of him, he's put him out on the left wing and just let him rot, yeah, on the bench and left wing. He can play up front quite comfortably. He has got more about him in every area than Tammy Abraham. He's better finisher. He can hold the ball up better. He's a better dribbler. His work rate's better. He can run the channels better. He can get in behind better. His movement's better. Martinelli is better than Tammy Abraham as a striker, yeah, in my opinion. Yeah, then you've got Balogun, who, again, if we're talking about potential,
that's the reach still.
Yeah, if we're talking about potential, you've then got
Potential
Balogun.
for potential, then fair
Tammy
enough.
Abraham is currently a
In
better
terms of
striker
what
than
he's
Martinelli.
done,
Yeah, currently.
in terms of what he's done
striker.
so far, he hasn't
Why are we
done
going to
enough
go
to
and
be
do
saying
£40
that.
million on Tammy Abraham when we have got potentially a £40 million striker in that team? Then you've got Martinelli, you've got Aubameyang. The other two go Eddie and what's his name, Lacazette. Yeah. And then you could then play Pepe as a striker. Pepe's played as a striker in France. Yeah.
What I'm
saying is Aubameyang would be the main striker. Then you've got Martinelli and Balogun as backup options. Yeah. If all else fails,
is that enough? Do you not think that puts quite a lot of pressure on Martinelli and Balogun to deliver?
We ain't even Europa League. How many games do you think we got?
Let's just say hypothetically, Aubameyang has another season like last season and repeats the same scoring pattern. Can you hang your hat on Balogun and Martinelli both banging in the goal?
I would rather hang my hat on them.
I'd
rather hang my hat on them too than go and spunk 40 million quid on the lanky Danny Welbeck.
Listen,
or you can use them, and just buy a better striker than Tammy Abraham.
Well, yeah, there's that as well.
You can do that.
Legend Football says 15 non-penalty goals in the first season at Chelsea. Tammy's level is above the Conference League banter clubs. West Ham would be a great fit. Interesting.
I think this guy's put in the Jeep. He's
the
funny.
The penalty goals not counting.
Cool,
why do you not put penalty
No,
goals?
I think he's just saying it's not like he's stat padded as well. He's actually scored them.
Do you know what the thing about Tammy? I know he's a finisher, but he does miss a lot of chances, and
What do you mean he's not a stat padder? He's only scored one goal against the big six sides. How is he not a stat padder?
And that was against us.
Toby, you're really not helping my sales pitch today. It's not good. I might have to mute you.
No. Mute me because I'm talking sense.
I'm trying to make a sale, brother. You want me to eat or not?
I'm not saying it's a hit on Tammy Abraham, but he literally doesn't score against any reasonably difficult sides. The only goal he scored against a big six side is Arsenal, and that goal was literally gifted to him on a plate.
So if he scores against smaller teams, does that not mean that he does actually not that bad against low blocks, seeing as he's scoring against so many smaller teams? Then?
Listen, as I said, Matisse, Tammy Abraham would improve a couple of sides in the Premier League because he's a decent striker, and we know if he plays 38 games, starts 38 games for a team that plays to his strengths, he's gonna hit decent Premier League numbers. But that does not make him the best candidate for Arsenal. It doesn't.
Not saying he's the best candidate.
It shouldn't even make him a candidate for Arsenal. He shouldn't be an option.
If we want somebody, you said a minute ago, right? There's going to be teams having a go at us, and he can get in behind and like blah blah blah. If we want a striker like that, Ivan Toney and Ollie Watkins are levels better than him.
Someone just asked me, where was Kane at age 20?
Ivan Toney's yet to kick a ball in the Premier League.
I can't believe whoever said
Ivan
that.
Toney, I'll have a bet with all of you right now, mate. If you want to go down this route, mate.
You love your bets, don't you? He loves a bet, doesn't he?
He loves Ivan Toney.
Ivan
He's
Toney.
not going to shaggy you, Noli.
Listen, I've seen David.
Ivan Toney prop is mad.
I've seen David Nugget, and Billy Sharp, all them people boss up the championship and come to this league.
Come on, put some respect on Tony's name. 30 goals and 10 assists.
I was thinking a chicken nugget hat, and then it just came to David Nugget. I'm sorry,
mate. Listen, Ivan Toney, right, and Ollie Watkins. Right, and I had a bet with Chig last season. Yeah, it was funny because he said that Eddie and Nketiah would outscore Ollie Watkins, and then after about 4 games, I said, "Do you want to cash out?" When he backed the hat-trick at Anfield.
The amount of bets Lee must make on football is ridiculous.
I said when we scored the hat-trick at Anfield, I said, "Just cash out, mate." Yeah, he was gone. But Ollie Watkins is quality. I like him, man. But Ivan Toney, I think, is better than Watkins. I think his movement's fucking insane, man. Like the guy, and people are saying, "Oh, but if you look at all of his goals last season, now it's in the Championship." But this is the same fans that were sitting there knocking one out over Emi Buendia's fucking stats, mate. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying?
Emi Buendia is a better player.
I'm not saying he's not a better player. What I'm saying is you can't say his stats are shit because he's in the Championship, and then on the other hand, bang on about Buendia's stats in the Championship. Yeah, and this is why I find it funny, right?
Buendia's played in the Premier League, though.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he hasn't kicked a ball yet.
One goal all season.
I'm just saying he hasn't kicked a ball yet, and we've all probably seen, the likes of, I don't know, give Jesse Lingard example. Everyone thought he was finished, and then he comes down to West Ham from Man United, and he looks fantastic again in the Premier League because he's played Premier League football. I'm not saying Premier League experience is everything, but I would say for someone who's already proved themselves in the Premier League in one season, I wouldn't put someone who hasn't even played Premier League football yet above them without kicking a ball. That would be.
I don't need to look at stat padding against fucking Brighton and like teams like that.
Well, who do you think? Well, is Ivan Toney not going to be looking to stat pad against those teams, or is he just going to start banging them in against Man United's defense immediately?
I'll use my eyes, and I can see a striker a mile off. He's going to bang next season. He is going to absolutely smash the Premier League. He's a fucking top striker, mate. Trust me. And you heard it here first on here. So clip that. So when he starts slapping it, you can all say, "Oh, we apologise, Lee."
People said the same about Watkins, though, didn't they? When he come up, they said 30 mil's a lot of money for a Championship striker. And I know he's not clinical, but he's got elements of his game that are spot on. And he's another one that could go and score 15 goals this season. And then we're all sitting here saying, maybe a club should have gone sooner. Like, I look at Tony and I think he'll make the step quite easily, probably.
I think he'll score goals as well. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry.
Interesting. Oh my god. I seen a question. The Twitch streams will start on a daily basis from the 1st of August. That's when the deal starts. So until then, I'm just making sure everything's set up.
What deal is this, bro? You're keeping these deals
have you broken, mate?
So this is. I move like Chelsea. We do our stuff behind the tape. Got to do our stuff in private. Like Arsenal negotiating in public. We ain't doing any of that stuff.
No, I mean, we're negotiating at stupid prices as well. Like,
oh man! But apart from that, I mean, is that the bulk of your deals? Then is it Abraham? Obviously, James Maddison as well. You really are liking the English pool right now.
I'd love Maddison.
Is Maddison surely Maddison? Because I thought it was like, Arsenal offering Maddison the legendary number 10 shirt and stuff like that. But you lot are giving it to Emil Smith-Rowe. So does that mean the Maddison deal's getting the water?
It's just that sums this football club up. I'm glad he stayed, Smith-Rowe. I'm glad that he signed. To sit and laugh at Aston Villa fans because he signed makes no sense. Like, let's laugh at a kid that's had 4 months of football, of which he's had 10 good games. And now we've given him the number 10, which in itself is just pathetic. And
I think it looks nice.
And then we're all going to laugh at Aston Villa because we've kept a 20-year-old who's had 10 good games. That's where we're at as a football club. Don't get it twisted. I rate Smith-Rowe. I really do.
But you know why they did it, right?
10 shirt, I'm sorry, mate. That's Bergkamp's number. Yeah.
It's Gallas's number now.
Shut up, man.
do you know why they did it as well? They know Smith-Rowe is a fan favorite, right? And they know that there's a little bit of a backlash over the new shirt because the new shirt looks great. You look like Ajax in their prime. However, people don't want to buy it because Kroenke and Buy Retro and me and Turkish were talking about this a couple of days ago. So what do they go and do? They slap on the boyhood wonder kid Smith-Rowe, put him in the number 10 shirt, and there's very few Arsenal fans that can stand tall and say they're not going to buy that shirt. Very few.
And it is great PR from this football club, yeah? Apparently, he asked to be the number 10. I would have told him, when you've earned it. Yeah.
How old is he, by the way? Is he, 21?
21 next week.
That's mad. He's only 20.
A lot of pressure, isn't
it? I think I respect his mentality for wanting it, but I even said it when the deal was announced to my mates. I said that, like, I think he might be putting a bit too much pressure on himself. I'm not going to lie. I think it's big shoes to fill as well. And the number 10 in any team, you got to bring the goals and assists. And I feel like those are parts
exactly. Just look at Pulisic.
Look at that.
Yeah, loads, mate. Loads of goals and assists, isn't it? Regular.
Why did I drag him into this conversation?
So, like, you got to deliver in it. And listen, he looks like I think he looks 30. Like, he looks like a really good talent. So he could make that leap, but I just feel like it's unnecessary pressure. Like,
not only that, he played left forward because we brought in Wodegaard. Yeah.
Oh my God. A man called him Wodegaard.
Woeful. What did he do for us? Yeah, bang average, overrated hype merchant. Because he signed for Madrid when he was 15. Yeah, he played more games for Arsenal than he ever has for Madrid. Right. So what's that all about? But he was shoved out. He was shoved out of the number 10 position because Wodegaard came in Yeah, but now we're supposed to believe that he is now Mikel Arteta's number one go-to guy at number 10.
I'm so Odegaard. You're rude, man. You're rude.
It's true.
Are you putting the W there? Because that's what they do on Twitter when they think someone's going to take the W. They put the W at the start of their name. Odegaard.
No. Woeful. Woeful. But yeah.
Should we talk about West Ham? Go on, Corey.
Let's talk about West Ham. 6-2, mate, against Scottish opposition. I'm buzzing. Nah, look, I mean, to be fair,
we can beat a team in Scotland.
I was about to say, mate, I saw you lot struggling the other day against the Burning, so I'm taking it for what it is. But it did make me laugh.
Sorry, Corey. Before you, sorry to cut you off. I've just seen a comment here saying from someone called Deluded Talk. It said Lee said Lamela is Spurs' best winger. What? Did you say this, Lee?
If you're going to quote me, quote me properly. I said I can't understand why Spurs have got rid of Lamela when he's one of their best players.
He's not.
Whoa. That's a madness, you know. One of their best players.
He's quite literally one of our worst players.
It's because he scored that Rabona against Arsenal.
He is quite literally one of our worst players.
No, technically, he is one of your best players.
No, he isn't.
Did you see the Rabona against Arsenal, Toby?
Do you know what I mean? It's like, Spurs fans.
Sorry, I should just forget the millions of times.
Did you see the Rabona or not?
He's ruined counter-attacks, man.
It was a disgusting goal. Even I was a bit like, I tell you what, that's all right.
Dean Marnie scored 2 belters like 15 years ago. Was he a good player as well? Was he?
Danny Rose scored a screamer against Arsenal his debut, and look at him now.
Danny Rose,
great
really
career. Yeah, exactly. That's what we're saying. Lamela's a great player too.
I'm going to punch you. Point. You're lucky you didn't come to Manchester because I would have punched you up. Yeah. I'm going to stop you. Sorry, Corey. Go on. Back on this now.
No, I was just saying, we actually look. I mean, I know we've basically got no squad depth at the minute. I think we're down to 17 outfield players, and we keep trying to sign goalkeepers, which is a bit of a problem going into the Europa League campaign. And apparently we've got no money to spend whatsoever. Like we've been linked with Pereira, and I would get him in the heart. Nah, not for you, not for me. It sounds like an Arsenal side.
Jesus Christ,
we'll get Matheus Pereira. I think he's interested in coming to West Ham, but we're not spending the money that the clubs want, and that's the problem. I think we could easily, if West Ham wanted to, and we slapped 70 mil on the table, we could easily go and say, right, we'll get Tammy in, and then we'll go and get Sam Johnson in, and we'll get Pereira in, and we'll do it quickly. But I'm really worried. The type of deals we're talking obligations to loan and options to loan.
Obligations to loan? What is that?
It basically means we won't pay anything, and then next season when we've got some money, then we'll pay you in installments probably. It's frustrating. And do you know why it's so frustrating? Because some of the football we're playing, I know people say about pre-season, and again, it doesn't really matter about the opposition. The tempo that we're playing, the way we're passing the ball around, Lanzini's playing better, Ben Rama's getting in beyond, Bowen's looking lively. He had a brilliant finish yesterday. Some of our attacking football is top draw. And I think going into the season, that's what we need. But clearly we need reinforcements, and it's going to be tougher. But it was well interesting yesterday because Celtic, they're trying to play this pressing football, and it just caught us by surprise. And Ogbonna got his hamstring done, and he's our best centre-back. So he's out for 3-4 weeks, I reckon. So it's not good.
I was going to say, though, with West Ham, a couple of things, really. So the first one, so I'll ask all my questions and you can just address them one by one. So the first one is the goalkeeper point, because I'm hearing that apparently you lot are in for Nick Pope because he's got 1 year left on his deal at Burnley, and I don't think he's signing. I didn't really get why you lot are trying to get another goalkeeper, because I thought Fabianski was good enough for you. And then the second point is around Jared Bowen, because I see that Liverpool, apparently they were linked with him earlier on this week, and it's a player that I think they might be interested in signing to bolster their attack. So give me your thoughts on both.
Well, the keeper one's an interesting one because Fabianski only got a 1 year deal at the end of last season. I thought he was going to get 2 years, and he's been picking up these niggly little injuries. And every time he comes back from an injury, he'll have an error in him, and then all of a sudden it takes him a while to get back into the swing of it. I think we do need a long-term goalkeeper.
Hang on, is this the Fabianski who don't make any errors?
It's actually so frustrating. Like, I knew you were going to do that. I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, the timing was absolutely shocking.
But I think Toby set that one up quite nicely.
No, I didn't. I actually didn't. And I've just seen someone walk past the crib in a West Ham top as well.
Oh, I thought he was going to say in a Fabianski top. That would have been a stretch.
No, but I honestly think like the keepers we've been linked with, Johnston and Areola in particular, is a keeper that he's 28. He was brilliant in the Premier League last season. You know, he don't save penalties, which is a bit of a problem. But other than that, he deals with crosses a lot better than Fabianski. Stats wise, they're really similar. He's just more dominant in the air. So I think he would be a class signing and an improvement. But you look at some of the other areas we need to sort out up front. We probably need 2 centre midfielders in there. Creswell was getting done up massively yesterday against pace, which is a real problem going into the season because people will watch it and think, get inside him or take him on the outside and he can't cope. And your other question was something to do with Jarrod Bowen, wasn't it? That was a weird one when that come up because I thought there's no way West Ham will sell. I saw Liverpool fans turning their nose up at him. And I kind of get it because they just look at the name. But he, in theory, how he plays, he would suit Liverpool. If I'm looking at it from a football perspective. From a West Ham point of view, I think you don't sell it. I'm not saying he's indispensable, but you don't let him go for cheap at all because we haven't got the squad depth and we're not going to spend. I actually think next season he'll start bagging goals proper. But even the way he's playing in pre-season, Antonio's the one coming short and Bowen's going in beyond. So he'll be our main goal for it. Honestly, I think he's going to be class.
Do you not worry that you might fall down the table without the depth because now you're in Europe as well? It's a big problem trying to go between the two competitions.
It's a weird one because the way that Moyes is trying to manage the situation is clearly the club aren't bringing in any senior players and he's trying to pinch youth players from all over the place and he's trying to embed them in within the squad, which is a risk because we don't know how they're going to perform and he's going to rely on them to come on in Europa League games and cup games. But it's a shame you say that, Matisse, because if our squad's fully fit with the way that I think he's now trying to play in terms of attacking football, I think we would stabilise top half. I think we could even go and compete for top 8, but you get one big injury next season. Even Ogbonna out is a massive loss. You know, it's crazy. We're just riding this wave of if we get one injury to one of our big players, then it could all fall apart.
I think Bowen is a good player. I like him. He can play on both sides. He can use both feet as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. What's the latest with Messi Lingard as well? Because obviously that was someone who was pivotal in you lot's charge for top 6 last year. He looks like he wants to stay at Man United, and I'm hearing that Man United either want 30 million for him if they want to sell him, or they might give him a new deal.
No, he's a weird one. Do you know what? I probably would have said a couple of months ago, I'd go and pay the 25 mil to bring him in because he was so good. And I still think he's a quality player. But when he's only got a year left on his deal, I kind of think business-wise, it wouldn't make any sense. But more than that, his head's not at West Ham. He's a Man United boy. He wants to play for Man United. And it's frustrating because anyone with a bit of football sense will tell you he could go to any club in the top half and do really well. But he's obsessed with, he wants to prove himself at United. And I can't see him getting too much game time. But I think we got to move on with it.
I think you mentioned the name already earlier on, Mateus Pereira. I think he'd be better value for money. I think he would get you at a level that was similar to Lingard in terms of numbers, and I think he can assist. And I think he's just future-proofing your team. Like I think Jesse Lingard is going to be 29 years old. I like Jesse Lingard. I think he's a decent player, but I think you've got more to build upon if you signed a Mateus Pereira instead of Jesse Lingard right now.
It's weird though, because I think Lingard's a different type of player. Their stats are really similar, but Lingard will go in beyond, and he's on transitions. He's like Pereira.
He's a better runner.
But Pereira's a proper playmaker. He's great to watch. So you look at if West Ham, I don't think we'll bring Tammy in because he'll clearly be an Arsenal player probably by the end of next week. But if you brought in Abraham and Pereira, we'd have to change the way we play slightly. And I think Moyes is already trying to try that out in pre-season. So it's all up in the air, mate. We've been linked with Nat Phillips as well, which I'm a bit on the fence about because obviously he's a 24-year-old for Liverpool that had a couple of good games. And, if you want to risk it, risk it. But I don't think we're going to spend any money, genuinely.
This super chat's talking about the new FIFA rule about agents' fees and that having to put a cap on that with Ryder and Alfie currently. Apparently in the report they're looking for about 40 million. But this is going to be off the books with Roman just giving them shiny new toys off the books. Yeah, it's a madness. But do you guys think this is a good thing? Obviously, the cap on agent fees. It probably is, isn't it? With the amount of money that's being spent these days,
they'll just find ways around it, like you said.
Yeah,
it's a brand spanking new boat. Like, have a new yacht. Yeah, it's like have a new Rolex. Well, they're probably shopping better than Rolex. Like, to be fair, aren't they?
No, I don't even know. I can't even name the level of brands they go on.
But I know Rolex is all right, Yeah, but I'd imagine that when you're a billionaire, owner of a football club, you're not wearing Rolexes. So, I mean, mate, they'll find a way around it. They'll probably find a way around it. And agents, sometimes they do a good job. Like sometimes they will get a good deal. Like, but other times you've got agents that are just there for the money. Yeah, and they're not interested in where the player goes. Like I watched that what's it called, Sunderland Till I Die. Josh Madger's agent, he didn't give a shit where he went.
Yeah,
he didn't care where he went. He just wanted the money. Yeah, and I think his agent is, I think it's Saka's agent as well, actually. So then on the flip side, Saka stayed. So I don't know. The thing is, it's been unregulated forever, and they just take the piss. They literally take the piss. I mean, Morata's agent, yeah, he just deserves a knighthood for what he's done for Morata. Yeah, honestly, like 50 million plus moves in his career, and he's dead. So he's done a good deal. He's done 3 good deals for him. But other times they just take the piss, don't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think much has changed though.
Choupo-Moting, that guy deserves a proper knighthood. That's been incredible what he's been able to do for his career. He's played for Bayern Munich, PSG, and I think those are
It's big for him, mate. Let's be honest.
Oh my god, that's so true.
He owns his agent his whole life, mate. He's gone from Stoke to PSG to Bayern.
I should have laughed. He'll end up at West Ham by the end of the window, the way we were going. On the left wing.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, he can hold the ball up better than Tammy.
Oh, this Tammy slander is unreal. I can't wait. I hope he actually signs for your club. That would be beautiful after all this. Beautiful. After all this slander, I hope he actually signs for you lot for 40 million. I hope we rinse you lot dry.
I just see something a minute ago. I was got a text message saying that by October, if you want to go and watch football, you have to be fully vaccinated.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it?
Like, what do you lot make of that?
Well,
that's killed off a lot of football fans that don't have the vaccine, isn't it?
Well, I'll be all right. I'll be just out of it. But when it come out the other day, did you see they said something? They were saying it would be early September, and my vaccine's my second one's for the end of August. And I was thinking, hang on a minute, I'm going to miss 2 home games. And I thought I paid for a full season ticket. How can you kind of change the rules last minute?
And if it's the start of October now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's peak. Yeah. It's like they're just trying to enforce these vaccines on everyone. Like I think it's kind of snide. I'm not going to lie to you, but that being said, I've had my vaccine, so like I wanted the vaccine because I just wanted the new normal to begin. And for me, I just want to make sure that things in my body, and I can do whatever I need to do within reason, of course. But I still think it's unfair to force people to take this vaccine just to do stuff, just to do normal things like clubbing, going to football games. I think they're trying to police people to an nth degree now, and it's a bit too much.
It doesn't surprise me though.
Not only that, if you think, right, season ticket renewals for these football clubs will probably June.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So people have renewed their season ticket thinking, oh, wicked, we can actually all go next season. Yeah. And a lot of them people won't want the vaccine. Yeah. Or whatever. Like, so now what do? Because they've paid for their season ticket and now they can't go after October.
Yeah. I don't know how they're going to do it.
That's mad.
It's mad. I don't know how they're going to police that, but they're going to do it regardless. When the government have a rule and that they want everyone to follow, they'll find a way for everybody to do as they say, or make their life incredibly difficult to do so.
Have you had it, Matisse?
I've had my first one. Yeah, I'm still waiting on the second one in August. So, but how many? Yeah, it's just. I think it's a little bit unfair to force people, especially when they actually. Football is one of them things that even during lockdown as well is getting a lot of people through lockdown. So then hit them again with this extra rule is a bit nuts. But it's not surprising. It's a crowded event. It's a lot of people. They're going to do this at every event, not just football. They're going to do this with concerts. They're going to do this for everything. So make players pay their agent fees instead of clubs, and they'll soon see them come down. Well, that's just certainly not going to happen at all. That's just not how it works, unfortunately. Before we wrap up, someone was asking me on Hudson-Odoi's fitness. Yeah, I seen the quotes that came out on his fitness. At the end of the day, we'll just have to see what happens on the pitch. I mean, I think he's looking in great shape. He's obviously had the whole summer off as well because there's been no international football for him. So hopefully, I think a lot of our players are going to be coming back late. So it'll be interesting to see who starts against Villarreal in the Super Cup game. Maybe he'll get a start there, or anybody that was in pre-season from early will probably get that game time. And we'll have to see what happens with this bid, people, with this £130 million bid for Haaland, because we need a striker. And I'm starting to get a little bit on the I'm starting to get a little bit on the worried side of things now because we're coming up to the Premier League season starting and we still have no striker. So it's a bit of a problem. It's a massive problem.
They'll be selling off Cobham next, mate, to fund that deal. Cobham will be in construction because they'll be like, nah, sorry, lads, we've got to take the land away. We can't afford it. It's mad. You're not losing half your academy.
The thing is, though, we actually can afford the deal. That's what's so annoying. It's just that if we get this deal done, I do believe what Julian was saying on here is that we won't do any other big deal. So you can forget about Declan Rice, people. I think if this deal goes through. I've seen links with Tuchemeni. I think Petr Cech is a big fan as well. I'd say he's a little bit more likely than Rice if the Haaland deal goes through. I just can't see, much like City, getting Grealish and Kane. I don't see Chelsea getting Haaland and Rice, but we'll have to see. I think there was a report that came out that West Ham were actually willing to sell up for 60 now, Corey, after he won't sign the new contract.
I've seen it. I'm all sussed on a deck situation. But you are right. West Ham are making it worse by not giving him the contract that he wants certain terms as well. And he's not going to sign himself up to like a Zaha type contract or a Harry Kane. So he's going to look, but 3 years left.
So you're saying like there's got to be a release clause in it, and it's not going to be a massive long-term deal.
I don't like, with the contract. He would never sign extended years. He would only sign probably renew terms, which is what I think a lot of West Ham fans are cool with. But we're making it harder for him because now he is looking at apparently something to do with West Ham not spending money. He will start to look to move, which is mad. Really, he's not forcing a move, but again, I can understand his position if he's thinking if we're not improving here, I might as well move. But nah, not 60, mate. Come on. If Ben White's
do you remember when we had this debate about how much he's worth, and I said he ain't going to go for more than 60?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because he's not worth more than 60.
Yeah, he isn't. I agree.
Yeah, but to us, he's worth more than 60. So
yeah, to you he is. I just don't think clubs will be willing to.
It's worth what somebody's prepared to pay for it.
Rice.
True. Yeah. In which case, he can stay. Because we don't. But in a serious on, I don't know with these owners if we're as skint as we're making out with that they may go bite the bullet at 60, which would be. I mean, the fan base would just have them in pieces, mate. At the first game, they actually would go crazy at them.
They'd be storming the director's box again.
No, I'm telling you, mate. You remember that last time with the coin throwing and that? It'll be like that. It'll probably
the guy put the corner flag in the centre circle. That was iconic, mate.
No, that was mad. Noble fighting him on the pitch as well. That game was crazy. That's so West Ham.
Madness. Well, listen, people. We're gonna wrap up. Oh, is there an echo?
No, I think it's me. Sorry, my washing machine.
Toby's something else this stream, I'm telling you. Oh, wait 1 second. Let me add myself in. Okay, there we go. So yeah, people, we're going to wrap up. Toby's got to go as well. And what the hell's going on?
Hurry up, Matisse. I need to go. I need to shower. I need to eat.
Sorry. We're going to wrap up now. Toby, any content coming out, let the people know, bro.
Yeah, THFC show, probably not on my channel, but it'll probably be on Fuad's channel. Look out for episode 11 coming up this week. And then I'm going to be back talking Spurs on my channel as well. So I'm going to put out a piece on our recent transfer activity and Harry Kane in the next couple of days. So stay tuned for that. Guys, I need to skate.
See you later, Tobs.
3 hours, mate. You're right, mate. The stream's going to go in a minute.
No, do you know what it is? Yeah, it's Toby's unprofessionalism brought it to me now. I'm telling you, it's the drinking, and then that it all passes over, man. Is there anything else happening you guys as well with the West Ham and Arsenal we haven't covered so far? Just before we come to a close.
I don't know if Lee wants to talk about Arsenal, mate. I think it's brought you to the knees.
I'm actually enjoying not talking about Arsenal.
Yeah, I can tell you're just like,
yeah.
You know what?
I'm just chilling with that.
We haven't really got too much. I think West Ham might sign 3 players this window, if I'm honest, but we need about 6 or 7. So I'm going to head in hands. But we've got Brentford away next Saturday. And then I'm going up to the ground on the 7th to watch us against Atalanta, which should be interesting because they're quite a good team. So we'll see where we're at.
Yeah, that's actually be very good watching.
Mate, they got some sick players. They've got Gosens, they've got Mailer. Like, it's a proper good team to play against. So we'll see what we're like.
Very tech-minded as well, isn't they? So that'll be interesting.
It's mad to see because Celtic pressed us high. Brentford will press us high. Atalanta will press us high. It's actually quite a decent selection of pre-season teams. I'd rather play against those type of teams against the Leyton Orient. Actually, to be fair, Leyton Orient pressed us, so we drew 0-0, so I can't complain.
We had our game against Drogheda in Ireland cancelled because of Charlie Masunda, I think, caught COVID. I personally, I'm with Lee with this whole Deadwood situation. The amount of players that we have got in our squad, like Arsenal, that are just hanging about, Bakayoko, bloody Batshuayi,
still there.
Drinkwater, Baba Rahman. It absolutely frustrates me and pains me to have to see Thomas Tuchel even have to see the sight of these boys. Like, it's just such a waste of time for him. It really is. It's the most annoying thing that we still, after all these, it's been since 2017 that we've had the bulk of these players, Zappa Costa as well, and they're still here looking into Thomas Tuchel's eyes, asking for an opportunity in pre-season. It's the most frustrating thing. But you can see even our own fan base's standards are starting to fall in terms of who we're going to use this season, because they're like, right, well, maybe if we don't get Tchouaméni or Declan Rice, we could see if Bakayoko will work as the fourth midfielder. And if we don't get a striker and we don't sign Haaland, or maybe we can use Batshuayi. She's like, what are you talking about? No, absolutely not. So that report came out today. 130 million test the waters bid, then 130 million with add-ons if that gets rejected to rise to 150. We'll see if it happens, people. But yeah, we're in a serious situation now where we have to sign a striker. So I'm looking forward to it. Loftus-Cheek's back. So I'm looking forward to hyping him up on this show again, relentlessly, despite the fact that there's very...
It's a shame about him, I honestly think when he plays, he's a baller, but he's so injury prone. It's actually a joke at this point.
Yeah,
he must be 26, and I still think he's 20.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, there's certain players at each football club that fans just have a fetish over because of their looks.
Yeah. Oh God, what? Is that true?
Arsenal fans do it all the time. Arsenal have to have the good-looking lads at the club. Yeah, give me 11 Martin Keowns all day long, mate.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
I don't want to see all these pretty boys masquerading as footballers. Yeah, but our fans do it all the time. Like, we've got a banner at the Emirates that says Mikel Arteta, the best looking Spaniard I know. It's actually hanging at the stadium in the ground. Yeah. What is this fetish with looks, bruv? Like, no, Chelsea do it as well. I've seen Chelsea fans talking about him as well. Yeah, like, it's just Loftus-Cheek, man. Like, it's a shame what's happened to him with his injuries and that. Yeah. The only reason people rate him so highly is because he's half decent looking. Yeah. So they do. It's a fetish that's on social media with looks. I'm telling you, man, it's rife. It's rife.
Call him out.
Oh my God. And Marvo, no, some people are actually serious. That's the thing. I was on Twitter debating with them. Most people are not serious, but some people are actually serious that Batshuayi, he's a good finisher and we create a lot of chances. I can build an argument for Batshuayi if you want. I can do it right here. I've read it on Twitter. He's a good finisher with both feet and we create high quality chances, and we created a lot of chances under Tuchel. So we just need someone to finish the chances. 1v1, he can finish. In the box, he can finish. You see where we're going with this? All right, then. Lee, let them know any content coming out, bro, for the rest of the day.
I feel like I'm going. I feel like I need a siesta, bro. Do you know what I mean? Loads of content actually. I'm gonna be doing another 2 drops on the main channel at 5 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Then go and subscribe to Morley Gunner as well. That vlog channel is doing all right at the minute. It's up nearly on.
You're posting very regularly there. Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah, I'm going to do a live stream on that channel tonight as well, probably around 8 o'clock. So yeah, plenty of content, man. I need to go and eat as well. So I'm going to take myself downtown and have some food. And
back in sunny Spain now. Look at him. He's living life again.
Not jealous at all, mate. Not jealous at all.
Do you know what's funny, yeah? Is that I'm actually enjoying not talking about football on that other channel.
Yeah, I bet, yeah.
Because Arsenal just stress me out. Yeah, and I just start swearing and get angry, and then I just look like I'm an angry guy all the time. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like that other channel. It's just chilled, man. Just totally chilled. And
you gazing at Gibraltar and stuff. What's all this?
I can literally see Gibraltar from here. Like, it's a clear sunny day. It's 33 degrees. I can see the outline of Gibraltar.
I might have to move house.
One of my pals just landed in Marbella, or at Gibraltar today. He's in Marbella, so I'm going to go and meet him next week. So that's going to be sick. Just
living the life. Corey, how are you doing in good old England?
Yeah, boring, mate. Just sweating because there's like no air in England. Like, it's a different type of heat. No, I'm good, man. Look, I've got some content coming up this week. I've been doing quite a bit regularly with the transfer stuff. I don't normally like doing it because it's just Chinese whispers, but
Yeah.
Might as well. There's nothing else to do. Talk about pre-season. I'm going to try and do a vlog for this Atalanta game. I don't know what the situation is up the stadium. Probably nick my camera, so I probably won't say anything. But if you can imagine Sullivan probably slap it out of my hand. But nah, I got loads of stuff coming up, and then just prepping for the season, mate. It's going to be a bit of a mad one. You know what it's like when the season starts. It's just non-stop. So I'm looking forward to it, though.
Well, it is if you're in Europe. For me, it's from
exactly.
Saturday to Saturday now.
27th of August, we'll find out our Europa League group. That'll be unreal, man. Get me some tickets.
Jesus Christ, I can't wait for that. And Toby will find out his Conference League group as well, which country he gets to jet off to.
He'll be getting one of them
Conference League.
He'll be getting one of them night trains, you know, the ones that just rattle and go for like 10, 11 hours to get to some town. I'll be in big.
Oh God, people. That's been the show. It's good to be back. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to all the channels. Link is in the description. Links will be in the chat as well. And we're back now. The season's about to kick off. So this show is going to be a madness. It's going to be fun to watch everybody on their different European competition endeavors. And we've got one representing each category, you know, so it's good. Got one in one
not only that, because we didn't qualify for Europe, I just moved to Europe.
Exactly. He wanted to be a part of it, so he just moved to Europe. So everybody's technically in Europe. Everybody's technically in Europe, to be fair. So yeah,
mate, Seville's 2 hours away. I might just go and support them in Europe next season. Like, do you know what I mean?
Oh my goodness, guys! Make sure you subscribe, smash the likes, and we'll see you next week. In a bit, people. Peace.